What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gunfish TV. I want to thank you for tuning in to my channel today. I appreciate it very much. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well so you do not miss out on any of my upcoming content. So in today's video, I've been wanting to kind of go over some budget-friendly options as far as the tackle that I use. So today's video is going to be about some budget-friendly rods that I use, and then I may do another video in the future on some budget-friendly reels. So everything I'm going to be going over today is going to be under $100. So $100 and below, and I'm going to be going over rods that I have personally used, have put a lot of time on the water with this equipment. So when I'm telling you all that it's good, and it's good for the amount of money you're spending, it's actually something that I've used. A lot of people do reviews and they go and buy it. They don't use it. They just go over it right then and really nothing else. You know, I'm actually going to give you my opinion of these rods, whether they're a good value and, you know, what they cost, where you can find them. And like I said, I've got time on the water with this equipment, so I'm able to give a honest, fair opinion on these rods. So we're going to start off with the cheapest option, and this is a rod available at Walmart, and this is actually a Lew's Laser HS Speed Stick. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to show you all the rod. You can see the handle here. It has a foam handle. It is comfortable. It's a good looking rod, kind of like a bright yellow blank, then it goes to silver. This rod has good guides on it. And the crazy thing about this rod is it's either $26 or $27 at Walmart. Now this is a really, really good rod for the money. I really broke one of these bad boys in on some jig and spoon fish. And if you haven't watched that video, make sure I'm going to put it on a little card up here in the corner somewhere so you can click on that to watch it later. But caught a ton of fish using this rod. And this is a 6 foot 10 inch medium power fast action. And this rod is actually a really good multi-purpose rod. So this rod can be used, as you see, I got a square bill on it. I also have another one that I throw my chatterbait on. It could be a good topwater rod, a good spinnerbait rod, just a really good multi-purpose rod. I wouldn't recommend it for, worm fishing or jig fishing, anything like that. A little bit too light of an action, but this is a really good rod for a moving bait or something like that. So this is an IM6 blank, so it's not your most sensitive blank, but it is very light and the rod feels very good in your hand. And a lot of times you get cheaper rods, they're heavier, but this blank is very light. The rod's very well built, has a really good reel seat on it, and that's something a lot of people don't look at, is a reel seat on a cheaper rod. A lot of times they come with junky handles, and they're just not comfortable in your hand. This rod for the money is an absolutely awesome rod that I would highly recommend. And also it's available at Walmart. You can drive right to your local Walmart and pick it up. And, you can spend $20, $26, $27 and have a really good rod that you can use for a lot of different techniques. So highly recommend it. Speed Stick Laser HS. So that's the first rod. That's the cheapest rod. Like I said, $26 or $27. And for the price, I don't know if that rod can even be beat. I'm going to be honest with you. So here's the next option. This is another Lew's rod. And this rod is also available at Walmart. I'm going to come up close and show you all. This is a nice rod. This is a Lew's Xfinity Speed Stick. And this is an IM7 blank. And actually for 2022, they did change the blank a little bit. It's a white blank with a lime green handle or lower section. This rod also has the same reel seat, the same handle, but it does have a wind grip. And this rod has got some miles on it. I actually use this rod for my lipless crankbaits, primarily for my square bill crankbaits as well. But this is a 610 medium action, fast, medium power, fast action. And this rod is a little bit stiffer than that Laser HS. That Laser HS has a little bit more parabolic action. This rod has parabolic action, but it has a little bit stiffer tip to it. Has ceramic guides on it, has nice guides, and this rod goes for $49.99. Also, this rod came from Walmart, so you can go and buy this rod from Walmart. And also, one thing I did notice the other day when I was actually in a Walmart was that they had multiple actions of this Xfinity and lengths. So they had a 7-foot medium heavy, which you could use for like flipping. They had like a 7.2 heavy. And then they also had this 610, which is a really good spinnerbait, chatterbait, lipless, you know, whatever you want to use it for. Really another really good multi-purpose rod, but it has a little bit stiffer action than that Laser HS. So like I said, Speed Stick, Xfinity, that rod is $49.99, and that is a really nice rod for the money that I would highly recommend that you check out. So we're going to move to the next rod, and these two rods actually cost the same amount, but I'm gonna stick with the Lew's right now, and then we'll move to the other. But this is my spinnerbait rod. It is a little dirty, but you can see right here, these rods are technique specific, and this is the Lew's spinnerbait rod, and this is a Mach. It's actually a Mach 1, but has this white fades to this black, has really nice guides. Also a IM7 rod, and this is my spinnerbait rod. So they make a Mach, which this rod is $79.99. Then they make a Mach 2, which I believe is, I think the Mach 2 is $129.99. I believe it may be $99.99, but I think it's over $100. But I have a Mach 2 as well that I use for my buzzbait rod. But this is the Mach 1, and like I said, this is a 6 foot 10 inch as well. This is a medium heavy, and it's a moderate fast action. So it has more of a parabolic action. It has a heavier butt section and a more parabolic, moderate style tip, which I really like for spinnerbait. So these rods, like I said, technique specific. They make crankbait rod, square bill rod, topwater rod, flipping rods. They make a bunch of different ones, but this is a really, really nice rod for the money. I got 2 of these. I got one in a spinning setup and this one as well. And for $79.99, that rod is hard to beat. It's a really, really good rod, under $100, has nice wing grips on it. It's a good looking rod as well. And like I said, a lot of people, they don't really know what kind of action they want. So being that it has technique specific options, that makes it easier for people to, you know, find a rod that they want to use for a specific action. So this rod I ordered from Tackle Warehouse. I think Bass Pro has them, you know, different tackle outlets, but this rod is not available at Walmart. So this is a little bit higher scale than your Walmart rods, but I won't say it's a better rod than what you get from Walmart, but it's just not available at Walmart. So that was $79.99. So now I'm going to go to one of my bread and butter rods that I've used. I've used these forever, and that is a good old Abu Garcia Vendetta. These rods have been around for quite a while, and I'm going to tell you, for the money, I don't know if these rods can be beat. So these rods are $79.99. Like I said, Abu Garcia Vendetta. And I have, I think, 6 or 7 of these rods in multiple actions, spinning and bait casting. This is a 7 foot medium action spinning rod. And this is actually my drop shot rod. And I have one for shaky head, which is the same rod, is 7 foot medium. And it is an absolutely fantastic rod for a shaky head and a drop shot. I love the action of it. It's light enough to where it's not stiff. You can make really long casts, but it loads up very well. You know, it's light, it's sensitive, it has really good guides on it. I like the handle. Everything about this rod I like. I got a bunch of them, and And as you can see, when I was bringing it by, I mean, it's parts of the wording missing. This rod is probably 5 or 6 years old. A ton of usage, and I'm pretty hard on my equipment. So I can attest that these Vendettas are really, really great rods. And for $79.99, like I said, in the bait casting options and the spinning options, I don't know if this rod can be beat. It's a solid rod. It's light. It's sensitive. It's not very expensive, and it can take a beating. You know, I'm really hard on my equipment, so I look for a rod that can really take a beating. So $79.99, really good rod. You know, go check them out. Like I said, that is a rod you find at Bass Pro Tackle Warehouse. You're not going to find that rod at Walmart, which they do have some Abu Garcia rods at Walmart. And I can't remember what the name of them is, but they're probably really nice rods as well. But like I said, I'm only telling you all about stuff that I have personally used. So now we're moving to the most expensive option that I'm showing today. That's still under $100. And a lot of you all have used this rod on these rods. Originally, they started off as Duckett Ghost, but now they are Duckett Silverados. These rods have the foam handle, have a really nice reel seat. Duckett Silverado right here has this silver that fades into the black, into the white here. And one thing you'd notice about this rod is it has stainless steel guides on it. All right, so this rod is $100 or $99.99. I have used Duckett Ghost or Silverados, which is what they are now, for a long time. I really, really like these rods for flipping. They have more of a parabolic action. They load up deeper in the rod, and I just like the way they feel. I have 3 of them, and I have absolutely used, I've used them hard. I mean, really, really hard. This is a newer one because it's a Silverado, but they are extremely light rods. They're sensitive. I really like them. I like the blank strength. Some people have complained they've had them break, you know, stuff like that. But you're going to get a couple bad rods in a batch, no matter what brand you have. But the only downfall of this rod, and this is a great rod for $100. I will tell you, it's a really great rod. And Duckett has really good warranty as well. But this rod has these stainless steel guides. And the only downfall with stainless steel guides is the tip sometimes can start to get grooved out, and it can cause your line to fray. So if you have a rod with stainless guides, pay close attention to that. If your line's starting to get frayed up, you start to hear it when you're reeling, check that tip. A lot of times what you can do is you can just take the tip off and add a Fuji ceramic guide tip, micro tip, and that will take care of it. I've done it multiple times. So this is the most expensive $100 option that I have a ton of usage with, a ton of experience, and I can tell you it is a really great rod for the money. Duckett also has really good warranty, but I like the way the rod feels in my hand. It's super light, it balances well, and you know, it pretty much, if I'm gonna buy a flipping rod, honestly, this is my go-to rod. This is my go-to rod. For under $100, I don't feel like you can beat it. But out of all these rods, if I was to buy one for every technique, flipping, you know, chatterbait, everything, I would go with the Abu Garcia Vendetta. Now, this is my personal opinion, but with the amount of experience I have with it, it is a fantastic rod for the amount of money. I think they do make them now that have wing grips. I think they're a little bit more expensive. I think they're still under $100. I think they're $99.99. But for your basic Vendetta, $79.99. It is an awesome rod, and I don't think you'll have any complaints with it. But all of these rods are great for the money. They're great options. I would highly recommend all of them. So whatever your budget is, you know, if you're a little bit on the higher end, you can look at some of the higher end options. If you want to stay cheaper, more Walmart type stuff, you know, the first couple rods I went over, really, really good rods. I use them every time I go fishing. You know, to me, money doesn't always mean, you know, the best quality. It might mean a little more quality in some instances, but I try to get the best equipment I can get and the best value for the dollar. So this, like I said, these are rods that I have experience with, and I wanted to let you all know about them. So that way, if you say, hey, I got $50 to spend on a rod, that's my max budget, you know, that Lose Xfinity is a good rod to go check out. Or if you want to get 2 rods, you know, you can go with that Laser HS. So highly recommend all of them. You know, $100 isn't a ton of money to some people for a rod, but if you can get a quality product that will do what you need to do for under $100, then why not be able to get more equipment for whatever amount of money you're going to spend? So check them out. They're really good options. I hope you really liked this video. If you did, you know, let me know down in the comments. Subscribe. And also something else down in the comments is if you have a rod that you use that's under $100 and you really like it, also put that in the comments so people that watch this video can, you know, check those rods out as well, because I know a lot of different companies make a lot of rods and a lot of them are under $100. So be sure to put those down below so people can check out. I really appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time on Gunfish TV.